I'll make you that one first. Just check in. Ms. Campbell, what time did you get here?
8:30. I have.
Oh, you did? Okay, Mr. Serrano, when did you speak to Ms. Campbell?
Oh, about an hour or so ago.
Only at 11:30 you spoke to her?
I don't know. He spoke. We're all set to go.
Well, I understand that, but my point is though, is that since she was scheduled at 8:30, I'm not sure why she was just spoken to at 11:30. We're going on the record in the matter of Rouletta Campbell, 23896, and appearance counsel.
Your Honor, Richard T. Serrano, B23828, hearing on behalf of Ms. Campbell. And Your Honor, for clarity, I was taking care of other matters. As soon as someone told me Ms. Campbell was here, I spoke to her at the first convenience.
Counsel, I'm not suggesting you weren't taking care of other matters, but we need to make sure that the individuals that are checking in that are earlier on the docket are being handled sooner than the other ones. That's what I'm indicating. Ma'am, your name, please.
Romita Campbell.
All right, so today's the date scheduled for a probation violation. And this was scheduled for September 18th. However, there was a bad connection on Monday, so we adjourned it to in-person today. And counsel, your client is currently on probation to this court for operating while visibly impaired, which is an amended charge from a high BAC and a carrying concealed weapon while under the influence. And it's alleged that your client has tested positive for marijuana August 2nd, August 15th, and positive for marijuana and alcohol September 5th, all of this year. That would be technical violations 2, 3, and 4. And counsel, what's happening today?
Your Honor, I spoke to my client. We talked about the possible consequences. She's waiving her right to ask the hearing, and she's admitting guilt as to all allegations. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this man to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Okay. And you understand what the allegations are, correct?
Yes.
And as to the allegations, ma'am, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And you've gone over your advice with your attorney, correct?
Yes.
And that's for the probation violation purposes, correct?
Yes.
And you understand all of those rights.
Yes.
You also understand that you do have the right to have a contested violation hearing. By entering into a plea, you'll be waiving that right.
Yes.
And you also understand the possible penalty as a result of your plea.
Yes.
And you understand the recommendation in this matter is for you to continue to complete all terms of probation, pay a $50 probation violation fee, increased testing, and 10 days jail. You also understand this court can adopt that recommendation of full, in part, or deviate completely.
Yes.
Knowing all that, you still want to continue with your plea.
Yes.
Has anybody promised you anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and counsel, if you can please ready your client.
Ms. Campbell, you've heard the court. Were you acknowledged that you were on probation to this court?
Yes.
And under that probation, you had terms and conditions, such one of them being no drugs or alcohol unless prescribed. Is that correct?
Yes.
I need you to be louder, ma'am, please.
Yes.
And on the dates alleged, August 3rd, August 15th, and September 5th, had you consumed alcohol and or drugs that were not prescribed to you?
Yes.
Satisfied, Your Honor.
The court is also satisfied that the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea. The probation violations indicate technical violations 2, 3, and 4. And counsel, as to the recommendation.
Your Honor, my client tells me she's done everything that the Drink Department wants her to do to this point, other than abstain from the drugs or alcohol. Yes, she also has taken further step of getting a letter that should be incorporated in the file to the probation department from a treating physician saying why my client needs to have medical marijuana. She does have a card, is that correct, ma'am?
Yes.
A marijuana card. And she will abide by the court's orders, Your Honor. We hope the court would adopt the recommendations, but not send her to jail. Put that jail in your pocket, so to speak, and perhaps in a jail review to see how my client's doing. I told her that if she violates in this way or any other way, the court's conditions, then she sent herself to jail. I believe she understands that now, Your Honor, and she's ready to move forward.
Okay, well, your client was sentenced in June, and with the statement that she's complying except for the alcohol and marijuana, that's a big thing, because your client had a high BAC, and also was in possession of a gun at the time of the arrest. And she's on probation for operating while visibly impaired for alcohol. So the continued consumption of alcohol is problematic, extremely problematic. And so let's talk about this letter, ma'am. Who's your doctor?
I don't know his name. It was at it's called Green Shores and St. Clair Shores.
Right, and so that's just a regular clinic,
Yeah.
right, that you can get your marijuana card from, correct? Yes, you need a letter from your treating physician, somebody that you have a doctor-patient relationship with.
Mhm. My doctor told me they can't legally do that.
What do you think, you can
My
legally do
primary
that?
care doctor, they told me they couldn't do anything that has to affiliate with marijuana products, giving me a letter, giving me approval to be able to smoke it under their conditions.
Okay, well, I don't know why, maybe some federal funding that your client, your doctor receives, I have no idea. However, I will indicate that there are individuals that do send in documentation regarding communication from their treating physician, whether it's a chiropractor, a therapist, psychiatrist, an internist, whatever it may be.
So my primary care doctor can do it, because those are the ones that told me they weren't certified to do something like that. That's what they told me.
Okay, I don't know what certified to do that would mean.
Like as far as like prescribing somebody to use marijuana for whatever use, they said
I
they
am-
may have to go to a different doctor for it.
Okay, well, that would be a different doctor, somebody that you need to have a treating relationship with, right? Somebody that knows your health history. Not just somebody you walk in, give them whatever information you give them, and then you walk out with the card.
Yes, I understand.
So, you didn't have that approval for your August 2nd, August 15th, or September 5th test, yet you still tested positive for marijuana.
Yes.
And for sure you don't have a card to use alcohol.
No.
No. What part, ma'am, of not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs are you having a difficult time with?
To be honest, I have a few things that I've been dealing with. I recently just bought my first home. My nephew just killed himself, and my child, I'm having issues with my child's father because,
Speak up.
to be honest, I'm not sure if this is why he's treating me and my child differently since I purchased my first home, but my child's father has been treating me and my child differently since this has happened. I bought the home on August 2nd. So I've been kind of stressed out dealing with that, and I'm a single mother. I can't drive right now because my license is still suspended, which I did not know until I received a ticket in Taylor for driving on a suspended license. Secretary of State sent me a letter stating that I should keep this letter with me while I drive, stating that I will have a restricted license. So I didn't know that I wasn't going to get a restricted license. So today I have court in Taylor for that incident today that I'm dealing with, and I just been kind of dealing with a lot of things. So I did have a slip up. I haven't drank since then. But the marijuana usage, I have been using marijuana.
So you deal with your stressful situations by using alcohol and marijuana?
Mainly marijuana. I'm not really a drinker. I drank for one time, and that was.
Well, now it's twice.
That's like,
Well, you drink alcohol, that's why you're here, and a lot of it, because you were 0.17,
yes.
and then now when you violate it.
Yes. No, I extremely apologize for my actions, and I'm here to take accountability for everything.
Well, here's the thing, you have 3 violations here, 3. And and your numbers for your marijuana went up from August 2nd to August 15th. And then again on the September 5th test. And what did you have to drink for your September 5th, before your September 5th test?
I had 2 years.
2 beers.
I was cooking and marinating my food with the beers, and I just drank the rest of it.
Ma'am, it sounds as though you're going in a good direction, owning your home and whatnot. However, all that's in jeopardy because you don't want to follow this court's orders.
I understand.
What time's your court date in Taylor?
2:15.
And how'd you get here today?
I got dropped off.
Who dropped you off?
My friend, her name
And where do I live?
in the springs that's in the back of the courtyards.
In Taylor?
Yes,
And you live in Warren.
yes.
So she went from Taylor to Warren to pick you up to bring you back to Wyandotte.
No, I came out here last night.
And so what kind of car do you drive to get back and forth to work?
I'm not driving the car at all right now because my license is suspended.
How are you
So
getting back?
I catch rides. I moved to Warren to be more convenient for everything as far as work. And my daughter is going to school because it's 3 blocks down the street, so I just walk her to school and when I figure it out.
All right, well, here's the court's going to adopt the recommendation. The court's going to indicate you're to continue to complete all terms of probation, fixed out probation violation fee, 10 days jail, increased testing. I will give you time to report to jail, ma'am, so you can appear at your court date in Taylor. You have to report by Friday, September 22nd.
Report back to the courthouse here.
Now you're gonna stop over at probation. Michelle will tell you how to go about reporting. And ma'am, just so we're clear, right now you don't have approval from this court. Since you did not have your medical marijuana card when you first came to court, you don't have approval until you have something from a treating physician or somebody that's not just a clinic doctor from the marijuana clinic, okay?
Okay, I understand. So I just want to make this clear today. I do have to take a drug test and it will be positive for marijuana.
When's the last time you used marijuana, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
You have a pending violation date today because you're using marijuana and alcohol. And it's alleged you have 3 violations from use of marijuana. And you're still using marijuana.
I thought that since I got the card and the letter, I'll be.
There wasn't any communication from the court that that was approved, was there?
No. And I
No.
apologize.
And I have to tell you, ma'am, I have concerns that you have an addiction to marijuana and you don't need it for medicinal purposes. You cannot seem to not use marijuana, which tells the court that there's likely an addiction issue.
I apologize.
Please go see Ms. Shaw. She's going to give you the information regarding reporting.
Your Honor, is there any jail credit that can be applied?
No.
No probation. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.